Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to pop in here real quick because I wanted to talk about the gateway to your best future. Let's talk about your future. Let's talk about all the new beginnings that your divorce or whatever situation happens to be going on in your life presents to you. So instead of focusing on all the crap that's been going down in your life, whether it's from a divorce or a loss of a job or whatever it might be. Let's talk about all of the amazingness that lies ahead of you. Let's talk about where you want to be instead of where you've been. Because without a focus on your future, without goals for how you see your new badass, better than imagined life, you're going to continue to stay reactive. And you're going to stay reactive to whatever's going on in your environment, whatever the world throws at you. And you're going to stay stuck here. You're going to stay stuck in the past. And you're not going to be able to move on past all of the emotions and all of the feels of whatever it is that's going on in your life right now. Now, I'm not saying that the past doesn't have its place because it does. The past is where you've learned the lessons. The past is where you've established your beliefs. The past is what has brought you to today. It's what has brought you to the present, to what you're thinking about. And it has brought you to today where you're actually planning for your new future. And you're listening to this video, and hopefully you're getting inspired to move forward past whatever all the world and the environment's thrown at you. But the past doesn't really have a place in today because, well, it's in the past. And all the wishing and the hoping and the reliving of your past isn't going to change one iota of it, not one speck of 1 second of your past. It's not going to change that your spouse cheated. It's not going to change that you walked or that you lost your job. It's not going to change the argument you had with your best friend or your boss or your spouse or the slam doors or sleepless nights. So I really want to encourage you to, it's time to leave the past where it operates best. And it operates best in the past, right? So let's talk about the future. Let's talk about this badass life that you are going to have moving forward into the future. And I have a secret. And I'm going to tell you the secret. Do you want to know the secret? The secret, the special sauce, the guarantee to living your very own badass life. Are you ready? Goals. All right, I hear all of you saying, oh crap, here we go again with the goals. And I can see your eyeballs balls rolling back to the back of your head. But that's the problem, right? Instead of seeing goals as something everyone's saying you should do, what if you saw goals as the gateway to your best future? What if you saw goals as the lead into your new, better than imagined badass life? Because the deal is that without goals, your brain has nothing new and exciting to work on for you. Without goals, your brain's just going to continue to replay all the shit that went down in your past. Without goals, your brain's going to do what it does best. And what it does best is keep you safe and sound right where you are, continuing to do all the things the same way, the same exact way that you've been doing them. But that's not going to change anything for you. It's not going to get you anywhere other than right where you are today. There's going to be no change. There's going to be no best future. There's going to be no badass new life. So setting goals is important. That's true. And really true that it's very important to make them smart, to be specific, very, very specific, as we're finding out as I work more with my clients. They need to be measurable. You need to know when you've reached them. They need to be attainable. If you're 4 foot nothing, then the chances of you dunking a basketball in an NBA game, that goal is specific and it's measurable, but it's kind of not attainable for you, right? It needs to be relative. It needs to be relative to what is going on with your life right now and where you want to go. And it also needs to be time bound. So it needs to be something that you are looking at accomplishing within a certain amount of time. All of that's important. Writing down your goals is important. But here's the most important thing to getting your goals done, and that's being committed to your goals. Being committed to your goals is really where it's all at, as opposed to just being interested, right? Being committed to losing weight is going to be what helps you power through those times when you want to raid the refrigerator. Being interested in losing weight, you might do some research on some programs and you might think about changing up your menu, but you're not committed, right? It's way easier to hit the snooze button than put on your walking shoes when you're just interested in going for a walk. But when you're committed to going for a walk, you're going to get out of that bed and you're going to get those running shoes or walking shoes put on and you're going to get heading out the door. Um, so what's the key to being committed? Because it's more than just saying, hey, I'm committed, I'm more than interested. Being committed means that you really have to truly understand the why behind your goal, and your why belongs to you. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks your why should be. If your why to lose weight is to fit into a size 2 dress, awesome, right? It doesn't have to be anybody else's why. It doesn't have to be, well, my why really should be that I'm losing weight because I want to be healthy. Okay, but if you're not buying into it, if you're not buying into the why, then you're not going to be committed. All right. So your why has to make sense to you. And it's your why. And it does not matter what anybody else thinks or says, or even what your monkey mind shoulder devils sitting on your shoulder are telling you that your why should be. All right. If your why is if your goal is to start a new business at home and your why is because you want to make $1 million, go for it. That's your why. That's going to be what commits you. That's going to be what drives you through to your goal at the end. But if you're telling yourself that your why is because you want to be home with your kids, when you really don't want to be home with your kids, you're not going to be committed. You're not going to get there. So does it kind of make sense what I'm saying to you? Without the why, without the commitment, that gateway to your best future and your new badass life is just going to continue to sit there in the distance. It's going to taunt you with all the beauty and glory of what it might be. So that's the secret. That's the special sauce. How you can obtain that new life, setting goals. Most importantly, being committed and knowing why you're setting your goals. So I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to the video. And until we talk again, have a fantastic day.